Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Simmers. We're going to talk about literary genres, the different ways to group books and passages that we're reading. So, here are a few examples. You can group it by nonfiction. Nonfiction is text that provides true facts about a topic. And here are some examples. How many of you have read the Who Would Win books, or biographies, or books about trains or animals? All of those are nonfiction. The next group is fiction. It's a made up story with made up characters. You could have like fantasy can go under fiction. You could have realistic fiction. You could have historical fiction, but all of it can be made up. Fantasy is a fiction story that includes elements that are impossible, things that cannot happen in real life. A mystery is a suspenseful story about a puzzling event. Here are some good examples. Science fiction is a fictional story that includes science and technology. Historical fiction is a fictional story with fictional characters that is set in a real time in history. Then realistic fiction is a story with made-up characters that is set in the real world, things that could happen, but it's made up. Poetry is verse and rhythmic writing that creates an emotional response. And here are some examples. Shel Silverstein is my favorite poet. A fairy tale is a fictional story that includes magic, magical creatures, or magical lands. The true story of the Three Little Pigs is a fairy tale. A folk tale are stories or myths passed on through oral storytelling. There's some examples. A tall tale is an exaggerated story that is usually based on a real person or event. Exaggerated means it's made bigger than it really was. It's a lie. A myth explains something that happens in nature, usually has gods and goddesses as characters. A legend is a story linked to a person or event from history that may teach a lesson. A fable is a story that teaches a lesson called a moral. Like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it teaches you not to lie because then people aren't going to believe you when you're telling the truth. A biography is a story of a real person's life, but it's written by another person. Jackie Robinson is a biography. Amelia Earhart. Then the autobiography is the story of a real person's life, but it's written by that person when you write your own book about your life. Okay, so those are just some examples of different genres.